Cricket, a fielding game that involves two teams containing 11 players, each with one as the batting team and the other one fielding team. As team takes turns in batting and fielding, the batting team aims to score as many runs as possible, while the fielding team attempts to prevent them to get runs and get them out. By that description, it does sound very familiar. Kind of sounds like baseball. Without a doubt, the general idea of cricket is synonymous to baseball, but there are a variety of differences between these two sports, and one of them being cricket is much more complicated than baseball. It took me a day to understand the general idea of baseball, but after weeks of learning the different aspects of cricket, I've only just found out what an over is today. Now, jokes aside, without a question, cricket can be hard to understand due to complex terminologies and a wide assortment of specific rules. But just like myself, I delved into the complex side of cricket instead of learning the basics. So, little advice, learn the basics first. Now, if you haven't learned the basics first, get off this video. You're not meant to watch this. But if you have, let's talk about Raha Last Man Standing, or RLMS. Raha Last Man Standing is an adapted version of the game of Last Man Standing. Cricket is known for their lengthy games, such as the Test cricket and one-day cricket. But Last Man Standing is a faster-paced game with only lasting for 2 hours, and it kind of bends the rule of 2020 cricket in order to achieve the faster-paced game. Both Raha Last Man Standing and Last Man Standing share the same rules, but Raha Last Man Standing has provided adapted rules with the aim of making sure to include everybody to play. So what are the adapted rules of Raha Last Man Standing? Well, let's talk about that, as well as comparing the rules to Last Man Standing and main games of cricket such as Test cricket, One Day, and 2020. However, rules such as Last Man Standing, steal, double play, missed balls, or last overs are special to both Raha Last Man Standing and Last Man Standing. Take double play for example. In Raha Last Man Standing, two batters can get out in one ball. For example, if the batsman on striking could hit a fly ball and get caught out, the other batsman could get run out if the batsman wasn't fast enough. This rule strategy is similar in baseball, and the implementation of this rule could have been influenced by baseball as well. In a real cricket game like 2020, if a batsman gets caught out, then the ball would be considered dead until the next delivery. Another example would be in the last over. All wides and no balls are reduced to 1 run to the batting team. However, the balls must be repeated. If a batter scores a 6 on the very last ball, it is worth 12 runs. Adding that specific last part of the rule has the purpose of giving losing team a big chance of tying or winning the game. The adaptation of double play, steal, last man standing, missed balls, or last overs into the rules is added in order to give more chances for either the fielding or batting team to be more involved and create or prevent runs, as well as providing many chances for other players to play. All of the Raha Last Man Standing rules, except for these ones that's on my left that will be ticked, do exist in the main game, but is differently adapted in order to fit the aim of Last Man Standing or Raha Last Man Standing. One of those rules being wides and no balls are not repeated, and the batting team is awarded with 2 runs. In 2020 cricket, when a wide ball or no ball is called by the umpire, the batting team is awarded 1 run instead of 2. Another adaptation of rules would be catching, specifically a 1 bounce, 1 hand rule, where a batter can still be caught out if the ball only hit the ground once and the fielder catch the ball with 1 hand. In 2020 and other cricket games, in the 2020 cricket game or other cricket games, a batsman is only caught out if the fly ball was caught without any bounce. Knowing about rules is good and all, but what about strategies or technique? Having high degree of knowledge on strategy for different situations could give your team the boost or advantage in order to win the game. However, we'll first discuss about proper technique and key points for bowling and fielding. And then we'll continue with common and uncommon strategies to use in either bowling or fielding.
Next skill, it's going to be fielding. Now we want a long barrier. Now, long barrier is pretty similar. It's actually more similar to flat catching than high catch. But then you're not on your athletic position for long barrier. With long barrier, you're on the ground. You're trying to catch a low ball. So if a batsman hits the ball low and it's rolling down the ground, it's coming fast. You have to do long barriers to ensure that you're going to get the ball. So your finger is pretty similar. It's just like a flat catch. It's down, pinky, and your ring finger together, but your positioning first is very different. You're going to be like a goalkeeper stance in a 1v1 to make sure that, for a goalkeeper, you do this so then the ball doesn't go through your legs. But for long barrier, you do that just so the ball doesn't go through you, just in case you miss it. When you're about to catch it, scoop it up, athletic position, you throw it towards the wicket keeper. Oh, the next skill we're gonna talk about is bowling. And before we get into how to bowl, we're gonna talk about the gripping of how you hold the ball. This is gonna be the grip that you're gonna do. So this is the ball, and this line, I don't think you can see it, but there's a line here, and we're gonna call that as a seam. So the gripping, we're gonna have our index finger on our middle finger on the top, in between the seam, and then on the bottom, we're gonna hold it with the bottom of our thumb. It's gonna be like this. And now I'm gonna show you how to bowl. There's going to be 3 stages in this bowling. First stage, stand on your opposite foot, bowling arm near your face, stump arm here. Second stage, take another step. Now you're on your other foot with your stump arm up and your bowling arm down here. And then you're going to use momentum to go forward. And you're going to bring this up. You're going to release at whatever angle you're good at. Follow through.
Now that you know about proper techniques of bowling and fielding, as well as different kinds of skills in bowling and fielding, such as an off-cutter and long barrier, you would be able to implement your knowledge about these techniques and use it with different strategies in different situations. A common strategy in bowling is to confuse the batter in trying to figure out the pattern of your bowl. One of them being bowling the ball at a different length and in different varieties. Within the pitch, there is an area where bowls can be considered having a good length, meaning the ball is effective in making the batsman hesitate whether to step forward or step back when trying to hit the ball. The area above or below the good length are considered full length and short pitch. Bowling to these areas could give the batsman an advantage in scoring easier and more runs. However, it could also become an advantage with the fielding team or the bowler, as using a variety of spin bowling skills or fast bowling tricks may be successful being bowled at full length or short pitch. An example of using this strategy would be doing a variety of fast bowls or switching between 2 types of fast bowls in the beginning of the game. But later in the game, so somewhere in the middle of the game, bowl a Yorker or a good length off spinner. It's effective in forcing the batsman to get used to the spin bowls that has been introduced after getting used to the fast bowls that was introduced in the beginning of the game. In terms of fielding, a common strategy would be to place fielders in accordance to try and cover as much space as possible, or in accordance to the type of batsman is on strike. A good batsman on strike could lead to the fielders positioned closer or near the boundaries, or more spread around the field, whilst the weak batsman leads to the fielders positioned closer and tighter to the pitch. An uncommon yet possibly advantageous strategy would be to position fielders in accordance to trying to achieve a double play. Due to Raha last man standing's approval of a double play, creating strategy in order to increase the frequency of double play occurring is very beneficial. The fielding team could position fielders who are well versed in catching near the boundaries, as well as fast fielders, and fielders with a high degree of accuracy positioned closer to the pitch. These positioning could lead to higher chances of double play happening, as a double play would likely to happen if the first batsman was caught out. The higher occurrence of a double play would have the purpose of the fielding team trying to switch the batting faster and or lessen the chance of the batting team having chances to score runs. The availability of these adapted rules combining common strategies is a good combination for the existence of uncommon strategies.